Hey Jamie, how you doing?
I'm all good. I'm all good, buddy. Nice to meet you. Nice to be chatting with you today.
Yeah, likewise, man. I know Megan was supposed to be the guest today. Obviously, she couldn't make it. Hopefully, we can reschedule that one day again.
Yeah, by all means, by all means.
Yeah, but how you doing? What's been
I'm all
happening?
I'm all good. Just plugging away with stuff. Yeah. So obviously got the Cellar coming out fairly soon. Just wrapped up on another feature film that I was directing called The R.I.P. Man. Uh,
Yeah, I saw that in IDMB or something like that. Yeah,
oh yeah, IMDb. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, dude, I watched The Cellar the other day on my lunch break at work, and it's a complete mindfuck of a movie, which I love. You know, it's one of
Yeah.
those psychological thriller horror movies. They're good.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you think so. Yeah, I kind that was the intention to mess with people's minds a little bit.
No, I love it. I love the whole psychological thing behind it, and it's still like everyone, like the actors, the actresses, even the villain was really good in that movie, with the guy with the mask and stuff like that. Like it
Yeah.
reminds me, his character kind of reminds me of have you ever seen the TV series Slashers?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, I watched like the first series of that.
Yeah, the Executioner one.
Yeah, is it
It would
on
be the
on?
it would have been the first season.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched the first series because I think there like three series now. That.
I think there's 3 or 4, and I think the 4th one's on Shutter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
I watched the first series of that. Maybe I should pick that up again and watch the second series.
Really good, man. So talk to us about the Cellar and how that came about, and how did you come up with the concept behind that one?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been like an actor for like over 20 years, and I just thought it was about time I kind of made my own film now because I've obviously worked with a lot of crew members that are working on indie films, so I had all the resources I needed. And yeah, I mean, I it was basically one of the locations on the film I'd worked in before as an actor. Weren't
Yeah.
actually two locations actually on that film I'd worked in before as an actor. It just kind of stuck with me, and I just thought, if I'm gonna write a film, I'd want these locations in the film. So I just sort
Yeah.
of centered it around the locations and wrote it around the locations, really. And I know I wanted like certain elements in there, like I mean, I wanted to obviously to be a psychological horror film, and I wanted elements of like religion and addiction, and a bit of like sci-fi in there as well. So yeah, I mean, these are the things that are quite scary as well, like as well people's mental health and things like that. I find quite scary in today's world.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just wrote some, we shot some. I'd write a little bit more, we'd shoot some more, and then I just sort of kind of saw where the let the film take its own path, really.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. How did you come up with the cast for this one? Like, how did you come up with everybody that you wanted to have on your movie?
Well, I mean, luckily, I know a lot of actors, and I know a lot of local actors,
Yeah.
and I know good local actors.
Yeah.
So it was quite easy just to sort of pick and choose people that I thought would fit the roles, and then
Yeah.
just contact them and ask them if they'd be interested in, playing this role in this film. So yeah, it's quite easy, the casting process. I didn't need to put out like a big casting call or anything like that. I could literally just go to this person that I know that I'd worked with before and just ask them
Yeah.
if be part of it. So it's a real simple process.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Rob Zombie movies. If you have ever seen any of Rob Zombie's works,
Yeah.
it's kind of like his obviously his wife plays in all of the movies, and he kind of recycles, all of his other, other cast members as well for his movies as too, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because yeah, the main cast in his films, they look creepy as hell, right?
Oh yeah.
So they're like perfect for any horror film. So
Yeah.
except zombie horror film.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially A House of a Thousand Corpse. I remember when that first came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a great film. It's very underrated, and people used to give a lot of shit, when that first came out. And now, what, 20 years later, it's like this iconic horror film that everybody loves. It's weird.
Yeah, it's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, the actors he chooses are like spot on for the roles in his films. They're so creepy.
Yeah. Well, Megan is like the lead actress in the film, and she was great. And I think it was like one of the photos you sent me with all the awards and stuff like that for that film is quite crazy. Did you ever think that you'd like win and win into that?
Um, no, I mean not that many. I mean maybe like one or two here or there,
Yeah.
but yeah, not as many as it's won. And obviously being screened at some pretty cool festivals is it's pretty cool. And going to some of these festivals is great, and seeing it on like the big screen and everything like that. Meeting other filmmakers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exceeded my expectations, certainly.
Yeah. That's awesome. So like it's been playing in film festivals. What's that experience like? Because I've never
Yeah,
been.
yeah. I mean, some of them are great. Some of these festivals.
Yeah.
Like it was shown in quite a few in America. I mean, unfortunately I couldn't get out there, but Megan went to a couple in America. She went to one in New York, which was the Haunted House Fear Fest, and that looked like a great festival as well.
Yeah.
And then there's one in Bollywood. She went to Zedfest. Yeah, and it won awards in both these festivals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been to a couple of the ones in England to see it, and there's still a couple more. Like next week, it's showing in Brighton Rocks Film Festival in Brighton, which is where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's nice that it's showing in like my hometown, basically. So
Yeah. Local.
yeah, nice and easy.
Yeah. Any chance of seeing it down here in Australia?
You know what? It's not actually got a distribution deal in Australia yet.
Yeah.
It's got distribution deals, obviously in America, in the UK, in Korea, in certain countries in Europe. But as it stands, it's not actually got a deal in Australia. I'm sure at some point it will have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure when that would be. So you've got to see the film. Maybe like you're one of the only few Australians that get to see the film.
Yeah, yeah, I was very lucky, and thank you for that, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. So, what got you into like filmmaking? What made you want to become a film director? Because you said you've been doing it for 20 plus years, correct?
Yeah, well, I've been acting for like 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mainly in independent horror films. So I kind of got the taste for it when I was like acting on these indie films.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think it just got to the point where I wanted more control. As an actor, you go in, you do your bit, you go home, and then the film's out of your hands. You don't know where it's going to end up.
yeah,
When you're producing a film, directing a film, it's in your hands. The power's in your hands, so you've got control over the whole thing.
yeah,
So creatively, you've got a lot more, license, a lot more freedom to do what you want. But yeah, it just kind of took me a while to, I guess, build up, the courage, I suppose, to actually take that leap of faith.
Yeah. Who were your the directors that you wanted to that inspired you to be a director?
Oh, I mean, I guess like horror directors. I think
Yeah.
um, Toby Hooper, Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mainly horror directors because horror films they're sort of my go-to. It's what I like to watch, especially growing up. That's the films that I used to love watching is horror films.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd mainly be like the horror directors.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like the Wes Cravens and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
He's
the
amazing.
oh god, yeah, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, it's just you can't beat it. You really can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with Scream as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Which is funny though. I saw something on Instagram. When Scream was in, I think, in production at the time, the movie title was supposed to be Scary Movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How fucking weird is that, eh? I
Yeah.
came across that post on Instagram. I'm like, there's no way they would call that Scary Movie as a slasher. That would be just it just wouldn't work.
Yeah. No, that's God. Yeah. Well, I'm glad they changed that to Scream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, since you were saying that you enjoyed, like, you pretty much grew up with the horror movies genre and stuff like that. What got you hooked into horror?
I think it was just like as a kid, I like being scared. Even now, I
Yeah.
like being scared. Gets the adrenaline going and everything. Uh, and yeah, just like say inventive. Coming up with some of these characters, these monsters, like so
Yeah.
inventive. I think. Yeah, so they just stuck with me. Like one of the first horror films I watched was The Exorcist. I think I was like 10 or something. Yeah, I know, right? So,
That would have traumatized you.
yeah, I mean, um, I still get images actually of Captain Howdy. I think the demon was referred to as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still get images sometimes. Yeah, but,
I remember. I think I was like maybe 14 years old, 15 years old, when my brother brought that DVD home, and I think I watched like the first 20 minutes and I turned it off.
oh, really? Yeah, it's so cool. It's like a slow burn, but yeah, it's just creepy as hell.
But it builds up too.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I like about those movies.
yeah. They just build and build, and yeah. Just kind of you just have to keep watching them because something big is going to happen.
Yeah, exactly right. It just has to be you have to be in the moment, in the right moment to see that big scare or whatever it is going to come at you, because that's what I loved about like horror movies as well. But then like sometimes you get like those, I call them casual horror fans, so that would be like going to see this movie that's been overhyped and they said it was boring because it was too slow. And I'm like, you gotta sit through it to watch
Yeah,
the whole fucking thing build up. You can't just walk out halfway through saying this is boring. Like,
yeah. I mean, the suspense has always got to build and build, and if it's like super scary, like straight away, and then it's it can't be like completely scary like all the way through. It's got to sort of build for these big moments.
yeah. The good thing about like the horror genre as well, it's like a big community. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
everybody loves it for some reason, and
yeah, really.
like you could just pick each other's brain.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, you're so right. Like only the horror community is, I think, um, certainly big enough to kind of get a film out there and have people like gush about it and appreciate it. I think you're not going to get any other genre of film that you're going to get that audience.
No, not at all. That's why it's kind of like horror and metal music, they go so well together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the aggression or whatever it
Yeah,
is, but
maybe.
like,
Yeah. It's like, yeah, maybe it's, yeah, the attitude, I suppose, as well. You know, the attitude.
yeah. Because see, like for me, it was music that got me into horror. It was Alice Cooper that got me into the whole
Oh,
um
okay.
the horror, because there's the theatrics that gives it away, you know what I mean? That just shocks you on stage on what he does. And that's what got me into like the horror side and like the big monsters and all that stuff. And then later on down the track, I found like Child's Play and Scream and all that. But Scream changed my life forever, man. That I remember I was 12 years old when that movie came out. I got my parents to get it for me, and I remember watching it, man. It was just fucking freaky as shit. Just
Yeah.
getting like a random dude just calling you and stalking you and shit and just killing all your friends. Like,
Right. Yeah, it's. I mean, that opening scene in the first Scream film is so iconic. You know, so
yeah.
it's so good, so good. But yeah, I mean, the R.I.P. Man was sort of based on Scream.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, the writer is a big fan of Scream, and he certainly took influences from Scream and put them into the R.I.P. Man. So the R
Ah,
got that same sort of vibe going on, because it's about 6 friends that are all at uni, but the killer doesn't ring them; he texts them instead.
oh, that's even more creepier.
Yeah, so bit of yeah, little twist, I suppose, on screen.
Yeah, right. Fucking hell, man. I love that. No. When have you got like a release date that's going to be coming out, or is that still in production?
No, we've wrapped it. I mean, it's gone through post production, so it's all done. We actually just released the poster a couple of days ago, so we just
Yeah.
put that out there. But yeah, it's gonna play at some festivals throughout the next few months, and then hopefully maybe December, January time it'll be released. Hopefully,
Yeah. No, that'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I've seen the post. I think might have seen like a poster or something like that on Megan's um up and coming films or whatever it is
oh
on
okay,
her
well,
IMDb
yeah,
and
maybe.
stuff like that. Which is I was going through her like all of her movie, all the stuff that she was in, and she was in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too,
Yeah, yeah,
as a raver.
yeah, yeah. He was in that film. Yeah,
Yeah, have you seen any of those movies?
I have. Yeah, I've seen both of the Winnie the Poohs.
What did you think of them? Like the second one was okay. The first one was just like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, the first one wasn't great, but obviously, they didn't have much budget for that first one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the second one was pretty cool. I mean, I worked with those guys before at Jagged Edge.
Oh yeah,
Um,
right.
yeah, they always seem to follow the same formula. Though it's always like the same, like guy in a mask chasing girls. Like
Yeah.
that's their whole thing. Um,
Yeah.
most of their movies are that basically. So
Yeah, right.
you've seen a couple of their films, you've pretty much seen all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I quite enjoyed the second one a little bit more than the first one because obviously they would have used like all the budget that they made from the first one into the second film to look a little bit more better. I like how they brought like is it Al
Yeah, Al
and
Digger as well, wasn't it?
yeah Tigger, yeah, you could tell that his tail was CGI in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the second one was definitely a lot better. Um,
Yeah,
I yeah, I quite liked the second one. I thought it was pretty good.
it was kind of like that with the Terrifier movies as well.
Yeah, yeah. Although they're a film franchise I really don't like Terrifier at all. I
Yeah,
think it's either Terrifier's like Marmite. You either love it or hate it, I think. But I think for me, when the gore gets too much, it becomes too comical. I
yeah,
like more of kind of realistic horror than
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah. At first I hated the first one because it was like no backstory, no nothing. Like it's just
Mm,
a crazy clown just stalking two girls, you
yeah.
know. But like the second one has a little bit more of a story, and the third one has a bit more of a story that leads up from the second one to the third one, and it's based on Christmas. Like, come on.
Yeah, the first
And
one I haven't seen. I kind of gave up after the second one, to be honest with you. I thought,
the
this is.
third one was pretty cool, but that was pretty good too. That the third one made more of a budget than Joker 2 did, which is pretty insane.
Oh God, yeah, I read about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Joker 2 was like a musical, and I don't think they should have gone down that road with Joker 2.
No, me and my bestie were talking about this, and he reckons it's because like Warner Brothers is greedy. They just wanted to, you know, just do an unnecessary like sequel. To me, after that first one, it didn't need a sequel at all. I
No,
thought the way that movie ended was great.
yeah, the first one was so good. It really was. It was the best film of that year, definitely. Yeah, it was. I loved that film, Joker.
Yeah, and so Joaquin Phoenix. I'm sure I said his name
Yeah,
right.
yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
He was amazing. I think he had to drop weight to play that role.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's a great actor. It really is.
yeah. Are you a fan of remakes?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, unless if it's done right or anything like that, or
Yeah, I mean, I can't like thinking about remakes just off the top of my head. I don't think there's a remake. It's certainly a horror remake that I think is better than the original.
yeah, because it seems to be now for the last couple of years or so or whatever. There's seemed to be like a lot of remakes, but in the horror genre.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are running out of ideas, and certainly Hollywood, they're doing it just for the cash grab, I guess, for the money. But yeah, this is why I think indie horror is probably better in a lot of ways because
Yeah,
people aren't constrained to the Hollywood machine, and especially with like the writing, they can sort of do whatever they want. I guess with
yeah,
Hollywood, you have to kind of rein it in a little bit, especially these days. But indie films can just literally you can do whatever you want with an indie film. You're not sort of like constricted or anything to a certain way.
yeah. That's what I liked about the Cellar as well. It's like a 19, almost sort of like just like old school 1970s dungeon horror movie.
Yeah, and
You
I
know,
think best decade for horror films was the 70s.
yeah,
That
I
really,
would have been.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't born in the 70s, but
Yeah, me either.
I still went and rented these films from the 70s, and yeah, 70s horror, and they were so bleak, and there was never like a happy ending or anything. It was
Yeah,
like real horror. It was like proper horror films.
yeah. That's what I like I was saying about before about Rob Zombie's films, and like he like the way how he shoots them. I like the old school filming, sort of like that 70s,
Yeah,
maybe early 80s vibe. You know, that hillbilly redneck, dirty,
yeah.
sleazy
It gives
horror
it,
style.
yeah,
I
it gives
love that.
a raw sort of authenticity to it, almost like
Yeah,
a documentary style, where just seems to make it feel more real.
yeah. That's what I liked about his reboot of Halloween. Um, it was just like a completely different story from what it was from the original because like his version was more of a had more of a backstory of Michael, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, it's a weird one because there's been like three. Yeah, there's like kind of three different franchises really of the Halloween
Mm.
film. You have like the original ones, you have the Rob Zombie ones, and then you have like the remakes,
Oh
which
yeah, like the
yeah,
prequels and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's kind of weird that whole storyline going off on, you know, different directions.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook as well that the reason why Halloween 3 didn't have Michael Myers in it was because they were done with the franchise or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was bizarre. That was so weird that they just had this
I
random
liked
one,
it.
and then he came back in the fourth one, and yeah. To be honest,
Yeah,
I can't remember the third Halloween film. Really,
yeah.
I can remember the ones with Michael Myers in, but I can't remember the season of the witch one at all. Really.
I sort of like watch that almost like every Halloween.
Oh,
It's
really?
such an underrated movie, and like you just like see these kids like watching the television with the pumpkin heads over the head, and then like the theme song starts playing and it crushes their head and like the worms and shit comes out of their eyes and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have to watch that film again. You know, just to
Yeah,
refresh my memory of what actually happened in that film.
yeah. Do you go out and watch new movies, like new horror movies when they come out? Like,
Yeah, I do. you know, it's probably, yeah, when I go to the cinema, it's usually to watch one of the new horror films that have come out.
yeah. Have you watched anything recently?
I watched Final Destination,
Ah,
Bloodline.
yeah. Did you
Yeah,
enjoy that one?
yeah, I thought that was good. I thought it was a good one.
Yeah,
The opening
I like.
was cool as well. I love the opening as well. No.
Ah, dude, that kid deserved it. That
Yeah,
little smart ass. But I actually quite like that whole storyline of that too.
yeah. You know, I've started watching all of the Final Destinations again. I'm up to the fourth one at the minute. But yeah,
Okay.
everyone was really good. You know, there wasn't like a weak one in a franchise that I can remember. They were like all really good films.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have a favorite scene from the movie?
From Bloodlines or from all of them.
Yeah. Ah,
Um,
from
from Bloodlines, I thought the scene with the MRI scanner was
oh
pretty.
yes.
That was
Yeah.
that was quite random. I've never seen anything like that before.
No, me either. I thought the one in the tattoo parlor was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
he
yeah.
managed to escape though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, that this is a thing. You're not expecting him to escape that.
Yeah,
But
like yeah, the MRI scan one was pretty cool, and I really the opening scene was good too when that chick had her wedding ring stuck in that
oh
fucking
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hook or whatever it was, and you could tell like it was CGI'd and everything like that, but like you could just see like the ring just like ripping off a
Oh,
thing.
God, that was brutal. But yeah, I was watching like how they filmed some of these scenes, like with the MRI one. Obviously, there was like two different people, where you had like one person's set of legs come out, and then there was another guy like on top, and yeah, they filmed it with like two different people.
I think I've
But
seen that. I think it might have been like on Instagram or something like that.
yeah, I think it was. But yeah, that's always, you know, quite interesting seeing how like these films are done.
Yeah, yeah. I watched Bloodlines was good. I watched Sinners, the one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I was gonna go see that at the cinema, but yeah, I'm gonna have to catch that sometime.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. The last couple of guests that I had on my podcast recommended me to go and see it. I'm like, okay, I'll go and see it and stuff. But yeah. Um, what else? Shit. I
I
think
mean,
like
I was gonna say one of the other films that really scared me as a
yeah,
kid was The Evil Dead. That
yeah.
freaked me out. Like, and obviously that was meant to be like a horror, you know, a comedy horror. But yeah, that scared the hell out of me. That was so good, that film.
Well, it's the way how it was shot too, right?
Yeah, and the noises as well. The noises, like
Yeah.
the voices and that.
And obviously it's able to Evil Dead 2 is like everyone's favorite.
Yeah, so I still think the first one for me, because like the second
Yeah.
one, basically the first one, but just with a like different ending.
Yeah. Well, it's just like people kind of forget the first one, like it just doesn't really exist as much.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But I thought even
And it
well with them, the newer ones are great as well. The newer, you know.
yeah. Ash versus Evil Dead was good. I remember binge watching that during COVID.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um that
yeah,
was so good. That was really good that Bruce Campbell came back for that one. And Evil
yeah,
Dead Rise was great too.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was great.
Yeah. That scene with the cheese grater.
Yeah, and again, the first scene as well. The first scene I thought was amazing, and then when they, the
Ah,
Evil Dead,
yes.
the water, that was great.
Yeah, the scene where because I watched that in theaters, and the scene where the demon chick like rips that chick's scalp off, and I didn't expect that. That actually made me jump because like it was one of those ones that I just didn't think that was gonna happen. But it
Yeah,
just like grabbed her hair and just pulled her scalp out. I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Some of these stuff is brutal.
Yeah. Freaking what else? Because I watch a lot of movies, man. The Nosferatu movie was great. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
No, it's funny. Before I watched the remade one, I watched the 1934 silent one, and that one was more terrifying. And I think after that was 1974. I think because they made multiple ones after those ones.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so far ago. So long ago. The original one, like 1934. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you may be able to find it on YouTube, or if you're on it might be on Amazon or on Shutter. It's one of those two.
Yeah,
It's just like a silent horror film, which is also good, which is also like my favorite like genres as well.
yeah. I mean, that's well, the cellar's pretty silent as well for a lot of
Yeah,
it.
it is. Yeah, I was about to say that too. Like you see very very minimum lines by each character, and all it is just mainly just focus Megan's Abigail, um, trying to
Yeah, yeah,
trying to get out until like she managed to get her cell phone and trying to call her mom, and then obviously she's fucked.
yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, it was fun making that film, but it's like the first feature film I've like produced and directed. So I went
Yeah.
into it like I don't know how is this gonna come out or what kind of success it's gonna get or anything.
Mm,
Um, that was quite experimental in a way when I was making that film.
yeah. You reckon there'll be like a sequel?
No, I don't think so. No,
No.
people. I don't know. I don't know where I'd go after that.
Yeah. Has anyone came up to you saying like, maybe there should be a sequel after this? There's like so much going on after that,
Yeah, people
maybe
have suggested stuff. Absolutely.
maybe
Just
she'd be like the head cult leader or something.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
That's what I like about that, man. Yeah, it had me guessing at the end to see what actually happened to her and shit. And it's sort of almost like you're in a nightmare, right? Like it's just in a really bad fucking dream.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, people are gonna take different things from this film because it's quite open to interpretation and things like that, which is kind of like what I wanted for people to have their own take on kind of what really sort of went down, and draw their own sort of conclusion. I like films like that when I watch something and I'm still sort of trying to work it all out after the film's finished, like maybe
Yeah,
like down the line, I'm still kind of thinking about that film.
yeah. And it was a good length too, an hour and 24 minutes, man. Like it's a good length for a movie film too.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything longer than that is too long, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
certainly for an indie film, I think is that's a pretty good length for an indie film.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of more questions for you. So, why do you think like people love horror movies so much?
Because I think people like being afraid and having that sort of adrenaline. Uh,
Mm,
this is why people go on like roller coasters and these big, theme park rides because people like that rush of the fear. And I think people do like watching stuff that is quite bleak, and it makes them appreciate their own life as well. I think if they
Yeah.
see going through all this hardship and all this terrible stuff's happening, it kind of makes people, I think, appreciate life a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what we were saying before. Like, I just see it as just one big community. It's just,
That's a great thing. That's a great thing. And people
yeah.
like, you put films out, horror films, people in that community, they're always talking about, the different horror films they've seen, and there is a real passion for horror.
Oh yeah, at where I work. I'm like sort of like the only one that's so into horror. Like, there's a few people that I work with are like casual horror fans, but then when I mention movies and shit that are like low budget, they'd be like turning around and be like, "Where the fuck do you find these movies?" I just go and Google and just type in low budget horror films
Yeah,
because they're my
yeah.
favorite.
Exactly. There's like like we were saying, they're not constricted to a certain way. You just don't know what you're gonna get with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the low budget ones are just they're so fun to watch. I was watching one a while ago called Velocipastor. It's
Oh
about
God,
a.
I've seen
Have you seen it?
the poster for it. Yeah, it made me laugh.
Have you seen it yet? No,
No, I haven't seen it.
bro, you gotta see it.
I want it now, definitely.
Yeah, I found it on YouTube, but I might, because obviously you're from the UK, it might be up like maybe on Amazon or whatever it is. But yeah, it's just about a priest that gets like scratched by a velociraptor fucking claw. He passes out and he has all these powers, and goes around, fights crimes and and shit like that.
That sounds great.
Apparently it's supposed to be a sequel
Okay.
from what I've read. I hope so. I remember doing a movie review of this on a podcast that I used to be a part of, and the guy that I was doing with was just like, "Bro, I love you to death, but I'm never gonna watch this fucking movie ever again."
Oh yeah, there's so many films like that, especially with sharks. There's sharks that become like zombies, demons, there's so many
Yeah, Sharknado.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and probably I wouldn't say it was low budget because it was played in theaters. Like Cocaine Bear was like fun to watch.
Oh, Cocaine Bear. Yeah, that was out there. Like, who came out with this? Well, that is a real story, I think. I heard. I think it's based on a real
Yeah, I
story.
think parts of it was real.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I think they've done some rip-offs of it as well. So I think there's a cocaine shark. I think someone's made
Yes.
a shark.
Yeah, meth alligator or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just like it's another one too, man. Me and the guy that worked with I'll show you, it was Larmageddon.
Larmageddon.
Yeah. It's just a fucking llama that just comes down from the sky with laser beams.
Oh man, some of these ideas crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's finish off with top 5 horror movies. What are your top 5 horror?
Top 5. I'd have to say the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd say Longlegs. I put Longlegs there. For those
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Yeah.
One more. Hereditary.
Yes. Toni Collette in that movie, she was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Yeah, those five. Yeah, so there's a couple of new ones in there, and some old school.
Yeah, especially the scene where I think was it the it's been a while since I last seen it, but the scene I think it was like in the last 30, maybe 20 minutes of the movie where the husband opens up the book or
Mm.
whatever it is and he just catches on fire.
Mm.
That was
Yeah,
unexpected.
yeah. There were so many creepy parts in that film. One,
Yeah.
I think the best part for me is when she is sort of like cutting that wire into her neck.
Yeah.
That like creeped me out big time. That.
Yeah. I kind of giggled when that little girl when she had her head sticking out.
Oh yeah. Oh, God.
That was unexpected too.
Oh, that was so unexpected. So, wow, yeah. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, because all you hear is just goink.
Mm.
And then boom. I'll give you my top five horror films because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
always change. So I'd go with Scream as number five.
yeah,
And then I will go with A House of a Thousand Corpse at number four.
yeah.
Then number three, I would go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but the reboot.
Oh, okay.
I actually quite like that one.
Is that the one
Um,
from the 2001 or something like that? Was it?
yeah, with Jessica Biel.
Yeah. That one was good actually. I like that
Yeah, it
one.
was Michael Bay directed it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Number two would have to go with Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors. Cool.
Yeah, it's a classic. And
Yeah.
I'll probably have to go with Friday the 13th Takes Over Manhattan.
Oh, really?
Because that
Okay.
movie is it's fun to watch. I watched it. I'll watch that movie every now and then, but like I have questions about that movie. It's like, how the fuck did he get over to the other side of the fucking city? Whatever it
Yeah.
is, you
I
know?
mean, it was. I think it's definitely one of the better Friday the 13th films.
Yeah, even though half of it was shot in Canada.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
And well, dude, thank you for your time. For this was like very short notice. Obviously, Megan was supposed to be a part of this, but we could probably reschedule that and have her on. But
I'm sure.
thank you so much.
No worries, man.
Yeah, this was fun. You know, it's thanks for reaching out too, and I really appreciate it. And once this comes out, you can share it as well. But
Yeah,
yeah. So the seller's out on streaming platforms or anything? So I think I saw it on Apple or something like that.
it's not out yet, but it will be out in the next couple of months. So it'll be out,
Okay.
fairly soon.
Yeah.
Fairly.
And do you have a release date for the new horror movie that you're working on, the RIP, man?
R.I.P. Man. No, not yet. Not yet. But I'm hoping it's going to be shown in Fright Fest in August.
Yeah.
Haven't got confirmation of that yet, but next
Yeah.
month I will have confirmation of that. So yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be showing there because that's like probably the biggest horror festival in the UK is
Yeah, right.
Fright Fest. So it'd be great if it's shown there.
Yeah.
But that'd be shown.
Awesome, man.
That'd be out probably. I'm guessing December, January. But yeah, I mean, I can get some of the cast on the podcast.
Yeah, man. I'd love to, man. Ever since I had Taylor B, she directed the short film The Baby. Um, after that episode that I when I had her on, it's just like I was just like getting messages like from other short film and directors and stuff like that, just like almost every day. And I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
cool. Yeah,
I wasn't
takes off.
expecting that.
Yeah, once you're in that
Yeah.
community, like we were saying, once you're in that community, and people want to
Yeah,
kill
man.
and
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you for your time and obviously for jumping in for Megan. And yeah, man. Looking forward to see the RIP, man. Probably once it comes out, you could be like probably just send me like a link or something like that.
yeah. I can when it's closer to like being released, I can send you a link to that film, and you can you can watch it. You can get
Yeah.
early access to it or something like that.
yeah, even can do like a movie review as well if you like.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, no, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, dude, we can find you on all social media platforms on Instagrams, Facebook, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, thank you for your time.
No, thank you. It's been good chatting to you.
Yeah, man. Likewise. Let's hit that end record button. Right.